So last piece of maintenance is the transfer case. It's up here underneath this skid plate. Skid plate's got 5 bolts holding it on. 2 are slides, 3 are throughs. You got your rear drive shaft going that way, your front drive shaft going that way. Transmission is right here. So we're gonna go ahead and get these guys out. And what we'll do is we'll just loosen these 2 bolts here, this one and this one. And the reason we're gonna just loosen them is these are slide or notches the plate just slides into. So it'll hold it so it doesn't fall down on our face. And just like up front with the front front differential skid plate, these things were just hand tight, but I'll tell you what, even though they're hand tight, they're a little stiff. So we're going to take advantage of having power tools and just make this go a little faster. You can see the skid plate kind of dropped a tiny bit there. All right. Now with any luck, it should just slide right back and drop a bunch of debris on my face. Might need to loosen this one a little bit more before we go to put it back on. Just a tiny bit. Put that down so I don't forget. I'm gonna give these a couple of twists out just to make putting it back easier. A little corrosion. Live in a nice winter state and you get some pretty decent corrosion. All right. Drain and fill have been identified. We're going to move your camera here for you. Drain plug here. The fill plug, I'm not sure if you guys can see it from this vantage point. I'm sorry about that. So you can see the drain pretty easily. I've actually decided to come at this from the rear. I thought it would be easier. The fill plug is up here where my finger is pointing. It's pretty obvious. It's a 10 millimeter. But what I want to do is, the reason I came at it from the rear is both these plugs are rearward facing. And it just allows me to work over my head instead of on my torso. So I got my pig mat, got my drain. This is the only negative I would say about the quick jack, is what you're seeing right now. What's happening to me is I am boxed in on the sides by these black things here, and I have this very narrow passageway to work in for things like this, whereas I can come from the side much easier with, like, say, a standard jack stand or just sliding under the truck. I tested, I could slide under, but since I was working on the tires, I went ahead and used the quick jack and I haven't bothered to take it down. All right, hopefully you guys can see the drain plug there. It's right here. I'm gonna go after the fill plug first. Should always do fill plug first to avoid the awkward situation of having drained fluids and not being able to refill. These are both 10 millimeters like that front diff was. Or at least that's what I've told myself. Oh, that one's a 10 millimeter. Yeah, why don't you want to go in? And this is why we check the fill plug first, because sometimes things don't want to cooperate. All right, I think we'll be able to get it in there. Just a tight fit, probably a little bit of corrosion from the winter times here. All right, let's see if we can wiggle it in there. don't want to go at these unless you got a good seat, because if you don't have a good seat, guess what happens? Strip City. So again, we're only getting about probably 4 or 5 millimeters there. Let's see if we can use our old handy dandy little screwdriver and scrape out any of the little corrosion or dirt or anything in there that's not helping me out. Alright, baby screwdrivers are sometimes very useful. Might go get an extension to go over this exhaust too. Oh, nope, there it goes, slid right in. And fill plug is loose. This thing only takes, I think this thing takes a little less than 2 quarts, but as you can see, it's not real conducive to an easy fill. It's kind of ugly, to be honest with you. We'll go top side and work on these. There should be a gasket on here. Yep, it is just corroded as old hell. All right. So I move this somewhere where I can reach it later. Let's prepare to drop the fluid. Now, is this one gonna shoot out? What do you guys think? Is this gonna shoot out and just make a huge mess? Being that it's my last one of the day. Nice. Gotta be honest with you, I've been pretty lucky with the fasteners, I think. They've all felt pretty good. Alright, we're gonna lift this guy up just in case we get a gusher. Not terrible. No spilled fluids. All right, I'll see you all topside just to take a look at the fill plugs and get those gaskets changed and get you a part number too, because I'm a nice guy like that. So what we've got here is just like I mentioned. We got fill plugs. Fill plug's fine, not much to do. I'm gonna take this little washer off. A little crusty on the edges, but that's all right. Just make sure it's nice and clean. So the new washer will sit nicely on it. If you're wondering why I have one glove on, it's because I boogered up my finger really good and I just got a band-aid on there, and as soon as like anything automotive touches it, the band-aid falls off. So just a little way to protect my finger. I actually prefer to work barehanded if possible. Here is the drain plug. Drain plug has a little bit of schmoo on the end there. Probably, yep, just a little shiny goo. It's metal particulates. There's a little magnet in there. That's normal wear and tear, nothing to be alarmed about. Now, if you have big metal chunks and filings, maybe you got a problem, but just fine metal dust is perfectly normal. Take the washer off, make sure it's nice and clean. Looks good. All right, new washers, new crush washers, whatever you want to call them. Part number, hopefully you guys can see that. If not, I'll read it to you. 11026-1CA0A. And just like with the other crush washer, if you're looking to, you know, not spend $6 on a Nissan branded washer, this one is a 18 by 18 inside, 24 outside, 2 millimeters thickness. That's it. All right, let's get these guys washered up and we'll get back underneath. As you watch me fight with the plastic bag. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you can buy like these exact dimension washers if you want off of Amazon. Probably like 50 for $6 instead of 1 for $6. But anyhow, we got our new washers, we're ready to go. Back underneath. Slowed down to a trickle. Time to torque these guys in. It is 26 foot-pounds instead of 25, like everything else on this truck. Don't ask me why, but we have the torque wrench set to 26. We're going to put in the drain first. That has our magnet. Maybe we'll put it in first. There we go. You can just use automatic transmission fluid. Ideally something that would be like compatible with what's in your transmission in case a seal breaks. You don't end up with like fluid contamination. So a lot of people use the same ATF that they use in their transmission. I choose to knock over my flashlight. I'm just using what Nissan recommended, which is the I believe it's Matic S. Let's see here. Yeah, or Matic D. Matic D. So slightly different than what I've got in the transmission, but we'll see where this goes. Let me grab my torque wrench. Apologize if you got an up nose shot there. Let me find. Man, finding tools under here is fun. All right, here's our 10 millimeter. I'm gonna torque her down to 26. Two clicks for luck or three? Three. All right, cool. All right, there we go. We'll give it a spritz to clean. And then what we'll do is we'll just look for leaks as we fill her or after. I think for filling it, we're going to reposition so that you can see the fill plug better. I'm going to do some sketch stuff too, so wish me luck, because this could go south, like very south. I think that is going to be the best we get. I'm sorry about the shadow. There's a lot of stuff in the way here. So filling this is going to be sketch. So I stole the lid off of that gear oil bottle I had up front. Moment of truth. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put my finger over the end here. Oh, is that 100? I'm sorry about the here. But very rarely do my plans come together quite so well. Oh, that's a beautiful noise. Couple of drips. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a better result than I expected. Most of the time my plans go pretty sideways. So Let's get our second bottle. Should take about, if I remember right, it was like 2 3/4 bottles. It's not 2 quarts, it's like right around, just under it. We're gonna end up using most of the fluid, kind of like that front one where we used all but about an ounce. All right, I think we're good. We got a little trickle. I'll do the old finger test here. Stick my finger in and see if I can dip it into the fluid. All right, I think we're good. Our fill plug, not a new one. Got our washer on it. Put her in there. We'll actually go check how much we drained out of here too, just to give everybody a little warm fuzzy about it, because it just barely trickled out. And as far as the finger test goes, I can't get quite deep enough in there to get into the reservoir. I'm still on top of the housing. All right, let's get this guy tightened up. Wiggle our way in. 1, 2 for luck. 26 foot-pounds. All right, we're gonna put the skid plate on now. Guys started by hand, then we'll finish them with a ratchet. They are crusty bolts. When you live in the Midwest, they salt the roads, and it also kind of assaults your truck. Although this isn't my truck, this is my dad's truck. It's a very nice truck. I like Nissan Frontiers quite a bit, especially after working on this one. Where's my 12? There's my 12. Come here, 12. I need you. All right. And here we go. Kind of a cool design, this thing just hanging off of 5 bolts, and it feels plenty sturdy too. It's not like it's and again, I'm just tightening these up so that they feel tight. Don't crank down on them. They're pretty loose from the factory, and from what I can tell, they don't need to be super tight. So again, if you find torque specs for these, feel free to put them in the comments once I post this. I couldn't find any, but that doesn't mean they don't exist. It just means I don't have access to, you know, Nissan's fancy database of specifications and things that mechanics that actually get paid for their work have. I do this for fun, believe it or not. I find it kind of rewarding to have a job like this. Physical, tactile labor is pleasant. You know, when you work like a IT job like I do, a lot of times you'll work for months and never really see the needle move, you know, on these long projects, or just, you know, daily break fix, whatever you happen to be doing. All right, I want to see how much we got out of there. 1 quart, 2 quarts. We put in 2 quarts total. Let's see where we end up here. Oh, would you look at that? 2 quarts on the money. All right, guys, that's it. We're done. 2 quarts is what you need.